One of the most frustrating experiences in piano practice is feeling stuck on a difficult passage. You practice it regularly, you spend a lot of time on it, but it still feels unreliable or uncomfortable. And very often the issue is not the effort we're putting into our practice, but it's that the problem hasn't been really clearly identified and therefore solved. So, in this video, I want us to explore some of the most common reasons pianists get stuck and stay stuck on some difficult passages, and look at how we might approach our practicing more clearly and therefore more effectively. So one of the biggest problems in practicing is vagueness. A pianist sits down and thinks, I need to practice this section, but they're not being specific enough. Off they go, playing it and repeating it over and over again. But that can end up just reinforcing mistakes, and what we actually need to do is ask ourselves what exactly isn't working. Is it the rhythm, the fingering, the coordination? Am I playing with unnecessary tension? Am I not voicing the chords correctly? Is it the memory, the notes not being secure enough? Until the problem really becomes clear, the solution is going to remain unclear. A lot of pianists will just rely on repetition to try to get things right, but that doesn't work. Simply repeating something over and over again doesn't always result in improvement. Repetition must have awareness so that we're not reinforcing problems. So when you repeat a section in your practice, always ask yourself first, what am I checking? What am I improving? Did anything actually change in that repetition? Did it improve? So you're reviewing after each repetition. And if you repeat something and nothing changes, nothing improves, then you need to take some time to think what's going on and how we can solve that. I'm going to try to demonstrate this with a difficult passage, quite a famous passage. So this comes from Chopin's Ballade in G minor, and near the end there is this presto con fiocco section. Now, there were some slips in there, which I expect. I haven't played this for quite some time. If I just keep repeating it though, I start it again, have another go. Straight away I hit another wrong left-hand note. I'm not going to really result in any improvement. I'm just tackling the same section and repeating it over and over again. Even if I slow it right down, I would suggest it's probably too much material to try to take on board in one go. So instead, we're going to reduce the passage. Now, in the third bar of that presto con fiocco, I noticed that my left hand missed the A. Instead, I hit a B natural, so that was an error. So I will just practice that leap in the left hand a couple of times. I'm reducing the passage right down to just two notes, but a chord and a note. Maybe see if I can do that with my eyes closed without looking. Can I do the jump quicker now I've got the hang of it? Then, when I feel that jump is secure, I've practiced that one movement, I can then start to put it back into context, but I'm going to do it very slowly. Now there's another problem there, so I would do the same process there. So only after sorting out that movement, those pairs of notes, do I then gradually incorporate it back into the rest of the piece. And when I was doing those pairs of notes, I was aware exactly what the problem was. It was that movement of the left hand. In another passage, the problem may be more related to the rhythm or the fingering or something else, so then I would have to work on those details. But that's how you can really practice in a reliable way. You're picking out a very small segment rather than trying to tackle large passages. Remember, a difficult passage isn't secure just because you managed to play it once. Reliability means it needs to be consistent, it needs to feel predictable, and it needs to feel in control. And this is a gradual process of building that. One of the most useful questions you can ask yourself when you are practicing is, would this still work under pressure? It might work in the practice room. Is it secure enough that it will work in a performance? Of course, you might check that by recording it, and recording does give that sort of sense that you are performing. So remember, good piano practice is not simply about doing more, it's about thinking more clearly, and then we can be far more efficient in our practice. The clearer the problem becomes, the clearer the solution becomes. And once your practice is structured and intentional, difficult passages will start to feel much more manageable. Now, I hope you found that useful, and if you'd like a clearer framework for approaching your practice, I've put together a free piano practice checklist. It's a very useful thing to have printed off and near the piano. Now, you can download this using the link to the practice letter in the description of this video. Also, if you'd like a more detailed step-by-step framework to your practice, I've linked to my advanced piano practice system for busy adult pianists. So the link to that is in the description of this video as well. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this useful, and feel free to feedback with any comments.